Welcome back to the Courtroom Advocate channel. My name is Miriam Washira. What should you do as a parent when your child rebels or seems to rebel and does not recognize your authority? How far can you go to reinstate that authority? This is one of the cases that I dealt with, where a young boy, and I know by now you're thinking, oh, she just does stories of boys. Yes, I was juvenile defender and I defended mostly boys. There were very few girls in the system. So that is why I talk mostly about boys, because those are the ones that I represented. And even when you look at our prisons, there are more men in prisons. Actually, almost 3/4 of our prisons are men and only 1/4 are women. So that is why the boys. So anyway, going back to the story. So I represented this young man who had been brought to court by the mother. Initially, the mother was more of the complainant, and the mother had gone and reported that the boy was using drugs, bang in particular, and that he was very unruly, and she could no longer control the boy. So when she reported the matter to the police station, the boy was arrested and actually brought to court. So when it came to his matter, I was defending him against the bang possession. When I asked the boy, did you have the bang? He said, no, I did not have the bang. But I told him, but the bang was found in your room. He said, no, that was not my bang. Somebody must have planted it there because they just want me out of their lives, or they want to just control me. So this matter was quite a tricky one and a sensitive one. When it's a mother and their child, you're not sure exactly how far to drive the matter. Even when it comes to defending, because if the mother is saying she's no longer sure about the boy, she cannot control the boy, what does that mean? So this was one also a very sad matter, because the father to the boy had just passed on not long ago, and that is when the rebellion started, according to the mother. That when the father passed on, the boy decided to be rebellious and became very unruly, and he started even refusing to go to school and so forth. So the mother felt like she did not have an authority, and the boy did not recognize the mother's authority. So this was a mother who was trying to save her child's life by bringing her into the system. So initially the mother seemed very satisfied that the boy is now out of the streets, out of the village, and he's in the juvenile system. So most parents, when they bring their children into the system, they have this imagined thing that the system will straighten their children. Wrong. I'm sorry to disappoint, but the system will not help you with your parenting. Parenting is your role and you must do it. So the mother was very disappointed, because she thought it will just come and the boy is quickly sentenced and sent to some approved school or something like that, or rehabilitation school. But it's a criminal matter, so it has to go through the process, which means we have to do the whole trial. And the boy has very vehemently said, this is not true, I did not possess this bang, I don't know this bang, and so on and so forth. So there was no even convincing the boy to plead guilty for the matter to proceed expeditiously. So we went through the matter. Of course, we had the mother coming to testify about the character of the boy. We also had the police who came to arrest and search his room come to testify. And after we listened to the matter, the court listened to the matter, the boy was put on his defense, and he was categorical. He did not at any time have bang. He did admit that they were not in very good terms with the mother, but this was not the right process for him. So this matter, by the time we are now going through the trial, the mother starts having a change of heart. It's taking longer than she thought, and at one point she called and said, can we withdraw the matter, can we now just have a talk? And it's because she visited the son when he was in remand, and the son was very rude and very told her in very categorically which mother brings her child to prison. And I think the mother started having a change of heart. So all of a sudden I'm dealing with a mother who is now working very hard to have the son out of the system, despite her being the one who testified against the son and was the initial complainant and so on. It took a lot of talking and intervention of the probation department, because we were called in to come give a probation report, to talk to just advise the court on how to proceed with the matter. And this is because despite not having a very clear link or a very clear evidence that actually the bang was found in the boy's room, because it was these two police officers and the mother against this boy. The court didn't seem very convinced about it, but the court did recognize that actually there was an issue here, and this is a child that needed some guidance, some protection. So they called the probation department to do a probation report and to look into the matters. Luckily enough, the probation department recommended some counseling for the boy and also for the mother, so that they can reconcile and life can continue. So the court did discharge the boy and ordered him to be cancelled to go for counseling together with the mother. I initially thought that was the end of it, but unfortunately after a few weeks the mother called me and told me that the boy had actually now, after he left custody, gotten worse. So now the boy was actually violent, and he was beating up the siblings. He was very rude to the mother and so on. And the fact that he told the mother that he had converted from a Christian to a Muslim, and he needs all the space to practice his religion. This was so concerning because the mother belonged to the mother was a Christian, one of the sects that they were Corino, and if you know them, they are very strict with how they conduct themselves. So you can imagine all of a sudden this son has come back and has declared he's a Muslim. And the mother told me it became very bad. She tried calling the uncles, the father's brothers to come talk to this boy, but nothing was happening. When I think about this matter, because I left it at that, where now they were doing counseling and the relatives were trying to intervene. When I think about this matter, I see a boy who was disturbed and maybe who never got through grieving. Remember, the mother told me that this started when the father passed on, and asked, when the father passed on, did you have any counseling? Did you help the boy grieve, or how has that happened? And she said nothing happened. We all try to continue and carry on with our lives. But for this boy, he felt that once the father passed, the authority was upon him and he could do anything. It is quite one of those unfortunate things that can happen in a family. But my lesson from it is that we need to ensure that our kids have enough time to grieve, and they are guided in their grieving. And when it comes to also establishing our authority as parents, we should also be considerate that we do not drive the kids to the very extreme. Thank you for watching. Look out for the next video.